Thanks for working on the Dad Pod with us. Any resources that we mentioned during the show will be in the show notes.
So that was
the first 15 seconds on that one.
All right. That was good. All right, so there's that cold open. All right. So welcome to this special episode of Working on the Dad Pod. Before we get into it, please make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. Hit the bell icon for notifications. Leave comments, share with your friends. We want to make sure that you are helping us promote this podcast in the best way we can. Also know that the video feed goes out the night before the actual audio feed. Usually.
We've done it twice. I'm not ready to commit. Guarantee.
Okay, fine. All right.
You're editing this one, so maybe you can guarantee it. We're recording it a week in advance. If you can't get it out the night before, that's a you problem.
Fair point.
I crushed your flow, and I'm sorry. I feel
it is okay. It's okay. It's okay. So what we're doing in honor of Alex's upcoming road trip, we just wanted to do a quick little road trip snack draft. Also because, as I mentioned in last week's episode, my dad gets sad when he misses a week. So this is going to be very basic. We're going to go 4 rounds. I'm going to pick first each time because Alex is super confident that he thinks he can win, even if I have first pick every time. What he doesn't know is that he's wrong. Anyway, so it's going to be 4 rounds, 8 total picks for snack. And are you ready to get this party started, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. The honest reason is because it's a little late at night. If you listen to last week's episode, you will know that right now as we're recording, we both kind of had stressful weeks. And I am not confident in our ability to successfully execute a 4-round snake draft, which tells you where our head's at. A 2-man 4-round snake draft. How do we alternate? I don't know. That felt easier.
Yeah. Well, it's showing. I thought I'd have to hit show, but with round 1, pick 1, I am taking jerky. And within the rules of this draft, Alex cannot pick, let's say, beef jerky, or turkey jerky, or teriyaki jerky, or spicy jerky. I have taken jerky. So jerking off to you.
Okay. So yeah, we have jerky. To set some ground rules here, we are picking snacks. The idea is that Ethan's fired off a pick, and the hosts of NFL Draft are trying to explain what the rules are. Roger Goodell hasn't even gotten through the intro yet, but basically walk into a gas station. You're on a road trip. What do you want to pick? You can keep the jerky up there. Let them know it's the jerky. I'll hide it when I have got my pick. Jerky was going to be my top pick, so now I'm scrambling between what else I want to do. My confidence that I had immediately eroded because you shot your shot immediately. Walk into a gas station, you grab some snacks. What are the 4 snacks that you're going to have for your road trip? No drinks. We decided that we weren't going to do drinks on this because drinks are great, like drinks, but also could maybe be their own draft the next time we need one of these quick hit episodes. So with that being said, round 1, pick 2, my pick is Takis. All right. Now, these are an absolutely elite chip, but I think they get even better as a road trip chip. If you don't know what Takis are, I believe they are Mexican in origin, but they are spicy chips. And it's like the chip has been sort of rolled into a cylinder. And so they look like these little tubes. And unlike Flamin' Hot Cheetos or Hot Doritos or any of those kind of chips, I actually find Takis, I have a fairly high spice tolerance for a white boy. And I find that Takis actually kick my butt on my taste buds. And I like that because when you're road tripping, it keeps you from gorging on it quickly and then being sad that you don't have something to munch on for the next 100 miles. It makes me slow down. It makes me hydrate. And it makes me do those other things, but it tastes amazing. And also it gives me an excuse to go, not right now, kids. Dad just ate too many chips.
Nice. All right. That's a great choice. It took me a while to, I don't buy those a lot, so it took me a while to remember what they are, but that's an excellent choice. Yeah. And yeah. Okay. All right, Guy. So for round 2, pick one. I'm going to go with my wife's favorite for both planes and road trips. And that is combos. So if you're unfamiliar with combos, they are a pretzel that is stuffed with I tend to really like the cheese flavored. They also have peanut butter. They have other flavors as well, like totally out of nowhere. Point is, you get the savory, and it's just, and also happy wife, happy road trip is what they say. Yeah.
Like, as a man who has many times professed how silly you think it is when someone orders cheese pizza, the fact that you came out with cheese combos when they have buffalo wing, pepperoni pizza,
so
7-layer nacho dip, you're over here going, I would like water.
Listen,
please.
No. I'm saying, and I apologize if this was misinterpreted. There are the cheesy route of the combos, and there's the peanut butter route of the combos. And all the flavors you just mentioned are on Team Cheese. I was trying to be inclusive. Okay, obviously.
I've never gotten a sweet combo. And I will say this, you described it as pretzels. I will say this, some of those flavors are cracker based. And I had a thing where I am a big fan of combos. Okay, this is another solid pick. My confidence is gone. This wasn't going to be my second round pick, but it's an absolutely elite pick. That said, I was an intern, a college internship, and on sort of our thank you for everything senior interns party, one of my bosses gave me combos, and she gave me like the pretzel pizza ones. And I'm a cracker guy for the pepperoni pizza ones because the regular pizza ones are in a pretzel. And I don't like the pretzel as much as I like the cracker because, like, I'm not here to make healthy decisions. I'm here to down 600 calories of goodness when I'm opening a bag of the big bag of combos. Because let's be, but that is an elite. I used to, when we were in college, I would have to drive home every semester, about a 12-hour drive. The kind of drive that is tough, but you do it in one day because it doesn't make sense to stop over. And I would stop by the CVS just outside of campus. I would pick up a 4-pack of sugar-free Red Bull and like 2 combos and a thing of beef jerky. Right. And so you were speaking my language right now, on like, and then I just would only stop for gas and to use the bathroom to just expedite it as much as possible. And if I happen to stop at one of those gas stations that had like a Wendy's or a Subway or something attached to it, then I might get myself something more substantial and save the combos that will survive a nuclear meltdown for some other time. They are very non-perishable. So that's a great pick. I forgot to enter in my pick into our little banner here, but I am going to go the sweet route. So round 2, pick 2, powdered donuts. Powdered donuts, the white ones, right? You can get the chocolate frosted ones or the sugar glazed ones or the crunchy variety. I won't judge you. Those are great picks if those are your speed, but there is something special about getting that white powdered donut, eating it in the car, and then having to sit there and lick your fingers before you dare touch anything. So I don't know if this is me being neurotic, but quite often when I do that, I'm like, God, if a cop pulls me over right now, is he going to think I have cocaine? And
that'd be hilarious.
They're that kind of sweet snack that'll hit the spot. And I think a lot of times when you're in a grocery store, you're looking a lot of times there's ice creams and things like
Mm.
that, and other types of sweet snacks. I know you've got, as you mentioned, peanut butter filled combos and things, but I think in the can be warm, not have to stay refrigerated and be eaten right away. I think powdered donuts are the king of the mountain.
That's a good pick. Just in general in Donutville, I'm not the biggest powder donut guy. It's not that I dislike them. I just oh wow. Yeah, you pressed something and then it unended in my thing. But
this is how I win.
yeah, right. So I do like the occasional powdered donut, but if I had to choose, I'm a sour cream donut man. So anyway, with round 3, pick 1. I am going with what normally will require a stop, but French fries in general. So typically on the road from the DC area to New York, where my wife's father has a beach house, and we swing by and see my grandmother before we go to the beach house. The route is pretty much just our one stop is usually Burger King, because very best good kept secret, Burger King has amazing coffee, and while we're there, I'm just gonna get some fries to nibble on. So yeah, the Burger King coffee won the Los Angeles Times blind taste test like 6 years in a row, while you and I were in I think ranging from like 5th grade to like 11th grade. It would, it beat Starbucks, which most people do, and then it beat McDonald's, it beat Dunkin'. But yeah, the blind taste test, well, I guess not Dunkin' at the time because of when that was, and it hadn't made its way to anyway. Try Burger King coffee. End of my TED Talk.
All righty. So ringing endorsement for the teammate of the actual pick in the coffee. The fries seem fine. You're there for the coffee, and why not add some fries? You've really sold me. I was waiting. Listen, I don't have a problem with fries. I have a problem that it's not the walk in the gas station scenario unless you're in a very specific gas station, right? Like the kinds I've talked about, where maybe like a McDonald's or a Burger King or whatever is attached, or maybe a Wawa. One of those kinds of places that has its own food, which is the closest gas station to my house. So sometimes we'll go on a little snack trip before family movie night to grab some things, and I always let my daughter pick her own thing, because 9 times out of 10 it's going to be the worst pick. Like she was strapped so bad. She picks ice cream based on colors, and I'm like, you're looking for bright colors, and you need like poop brown. That's going to get you that chocolatey caramel that you don't know you're missing because you're just too busy eating all your rainbow sherbet.
True.
Like, no. So yeah, I think that said, I think fries are a great pick, especially if you've got yourself a good catch-up setup, because I think that is the real wild card. If you are trying, if listen, if you're going in dry with your French fries, that's fine if that's your vibe. But if you're like me, good fries, no matter how good, they're exponentially enhanced by good ketchup. And so I think fries are definitely the kind of thing that you have to have that system, because otherwise you're going to be getting ketchup on your pants and looking like an absolute mess before you come out of there. All right. So round 3, pick 2. All right. I am going to, once again, forgot to type it in. I actually also forgot what I was going to put in this round. So I'm doing my round 4 pick because it's late and I'm tired and I'm sorry. Round 3, pick 2, peanut M&Ms. All right. Now, are peanut M&Ms on the top of my candy pyramid? No. They're good. I have other candies that I like, and I think even some of those would be decent picks for this, but I like peanut M&Ms because of the delivery device. right? That
Mhm.
bag, the perfect shape,
Mhm.
being able to take one or two, get just a taste, sort of, and listen, for all of you out there judging me, it's a mood thing between the powdered donuts and the peanut M&Ms. I'm not just like
Mhm.
chugging diabetes as I go
Yeah.
down the road with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And
So
so go ahead.
I was gonna ask. So I like peanut M and M's, but have you tried peanut butter M and M's? They're on the newer side. They're only a few
The
years old.
crunch is a value add to me, right? Of the
Okay.
actual peanut. I've tried peanut butter M&Ms. They're fine, but I would rather
Mm,
get Reese's Pieces, right? If we're
mm,
in that
mm,
ballpark, I'd rather just get Reese's Pieces. That does it better for me in the peanut
mm,
butter thing. But the actual crunch of the peanut,
mhm,
it gives there's just a little more activity going on in my mouth. It's one more thing to, you know, to keep me entertained, right? You've driven on some of the interstates in Florida, like it can get pretty flat and monotonous and boring, and you need all the little tips and tricks to just sort of keep your mind stimulated, so that you're not, driving poorly. So yeah,
There you go. All
peanut
right.
M and M's. If you like other M&Ms, that's fine, but I find the regular, because of the size of them, I tend to
Mhm,
go through them quicker, right? Because I can just get like a dozen of those things in my mouth, and then like 3 bites later, the bag's gone. Where like peanut M&Ms, you're sort of like feels like you got
yeah.
pebbles in your mouth, and you got to do it one or two at a time, and it really helps. Again, sort of keep that snack going for much longer in the trip, which I think
Mhm,
is what helps set a good road trip snack apart versus something that you can just cram in one or two bites, and then the feeling's gone. It's evaporated.
mhm. Okay.
Anyway.
That's a good one. So, with the final round, and just to recap as we go into it, I picked jerky, combos, and fries. Alex has picked.
Can you remember
You
my
know,
elite picks?
it
They're
was
so
just
good.
so, yeah, so unmemorable.
No,
I can't even remember your. It was
Takis. It
Takis,
was
powdered
Takis, powdered
donuts,
donuts, and
and,
peanut M&Ms.
yeah, there
Okay.
you go. Yeah, yeah.
We're not saving our
Anyway,
banners. We're just overwriting them, which has now become
yeah.
problematic because Ethan could have had a
Yep.
reference point. It's my fault. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Yeah,
Last round.
it's
Let's do
okay.
this.
Final round, and for this final round, I am going to enter the realm of sweet and tell you all about my addiction. As you remember last season, one of my wins was that I taught my now 4-year-old how to open a Starburst wrapper so that she can fetch me my Starburst. I have a problem. I am working on it. I'm trying to cut down. And but what I will say is I love Starburst, so I'm of course going to draft them. But in like an NFL analyst, as the draft is approaching, they really are they're a system snack, because if you don't have that perfect hand-eye coordination, unwrapping it on a solo drive can be really difficult. So you definitely need a good support staff, maybe somebody riding shotgun who can be there to at least start the unwrapping process before you pop that bad boy into your mouth. And anybody who doesn't think the correct order to eat Starburst from worst to best is, I'm talking original here, orange, yellow, red, pink, is wrong. And to round out my draft, Starburst.
It's a great pick. I
Thank
am
you.
not the world's biggest Starburst fan. I think they're totally fine. I don't have a problem with them. They're just kind of become one of those. But if you want a more road trip friendly version, a more driving friendly version,
Yeah, the Starburst minis that are unwrapped.
yeah, if you're a Starburst fiend, I could see that giant bag being problematic.
It was for my for Hanukkah. My wife got me like essentially like a jelly bean dispenser for my desk at work, and I filled them all, and I filled it with Starburst minis, and well, I ate them all, and I haven't refilled since.
I'm glad to see your
So
wife is actively supporting your weight loss journey.
yeah, well, it's she wanted me to have a friendly desk. She wanted people to come in and be like, "Oh, Ethan's got good stuff," but then I ate it all. So
Yeah. I I'm just gonna, kind of. But speaking of significant others and Starburst, if you don't want to have a whole bag of mini unwrapped ones, and you really do want to impress your partner or whoever you're driving with, preferably someone that you are romantically interested in, learn to unwrap it with your tongue.
Whoa! I knew you were going there, but just to hear it, whoa!
Listen, I just remember, there were a couple girls in my high school that could do that, and it was a transformative experience for a teenage boy to see that happen.
Wow,
So
wow. I'm thinking about how, like, in movies and stuff when we were kids, like the hot girl at school was the one who could like tie a cherry into a knot. But man, the thought of doing that with a Starburst wrapper.
Yeah, like unwrapping it and then pulling it out through their teeth. And you're just like,
wow, interesting.
Come on,
yeah,
very quickly.
Yeah.
So anyway, before we get into something problematic,
yes.
Last pick of the draft. Dang, I put in my pick, but I forgot to change the round. So, as we mentioned, 4 rounds. Last pick. I actually saved my favorite road trip snack for last, and I think it's a great one. And I know you like this snack. And I think it may help put me over the top when everybody goes to the comments on YouTube and votes for who won, which is what I expect everybody that has listened to this point to do, both of you. Round 4, pick 2. Cheez-Its.
It's a wonderful pick, man.
It's a wonderful pick, but here's why I think it is a fantastic road trip snack. I think it's a great, just in general, snack. There was the time that we were hungover in my New York City apartment, and together, just the two of us killed an entire full-size box of Cheez-Its before breakfast was made.
We did do that.
And
I'd be lying if I said that was the only time I've done that.
Yeah, that's the only time I've ever done that, thankfully. I've definitely had plenty of times of gluttony of eating way more Cheez-Its than I should, just not that many more Cheez-Its than I should have. That said, the reason they are, in my opinion, one of the perfect road trip snacks is it does get you sort of that savory, cheesy crunch, all the great things of a Cheez-It. But when you walk into a convenience store, it can be a small little convenience store. It can be something as big as a Wawa or a Buc-ee's or whatever. You know what you're going to find? You're going to find multiple sizes of Cheez-Its. No matter where you go, you're going to have the little like $1.99 snack packs that are like 100 calories. You're going to have slightly bigger ones that, if you're feeling, like the big bag of combos kind of size, you're like, if I need 500 calories of this right now, I could shove it to my face. And then you're going to get family size versions from slightly bigger than that, possibly all the way up to small or big boxes. You can walk in there. You're at least going to get 2 sizes. Every gas station in America. Don't test me on that. Don't check me. Don't fact check me. But you're going to get at least 2 sizes, and you may get up to 5, right? And so it lets you decide how much you want in a way that I rarely see from other snacks. You'll have your Doritos that you got your individual bags, or your family size, or maybe a party size. But you've got multiple, somewhat in the realm of sensible portion sizes. I am not actually going to advocate, no nutritionist is ever going to advocate for consuming 600 calories of combos or Cheez-Its as part of a balanced diet. But I'm just saying that's a lot better than consuming 1,200 calories.
Sure.
Because you got the big box and ate the whole darn thing. Or whatever is in that box. It's probably more, but I'm trying to make us not feel too bad with this last one.
Look, man, I thought that was an excellent pick to end the draft. We're definitely not in Mr. Irrelevant territory. I'm actually disappointed in myself for forgetting that because I do love Cheez-Its, as you mentioned. And no, I think the voters out there are going to see that my draft board is far superior than yours. And anyway, I hope you have a great trip and that some of these snacks, preferably mine, make it into your story when we hear from you again.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, the jerky is going to be a key one. My wife is a big fan of jerky, and I don't think you went into it as much on the jerky, but like they are at the top of the mountain. Yeah, they're the first pick in the draft, but they are the top of the mountain for healthy, quick gas station snacks. Like you
Oh,
can
yeah.
polish off a whole thing of Jack's Links and you'll get, like 15 grams of protein and like 150 calories. And you're going to be at like $8, which is kind of the thing that it's not super scalable to make it like a whole meal's worth of calories. But that's probably more protein than all the rest of our picks combined.
It's also a workout too in and of itself. There's a lot of chewing. Yeah,
if you need a jaw workout and you can't unwrap your Starburst, chew your jerky.
On that note, everybody, thank you for tuning in. And it's not just 2 of you, it's the million of you. All right. Thanks for working on the Dad Pod with us.
Thanks for working on the Dad Pod with us. Any resources that we mentioned during the show will be in the show notes. If you have questions, thoughts, or just want to talk with us, the best place is in the comments on YouTube. We're on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at Working on the Dad Pod, and on Twitter at Working on Dad Pod. Following and subscribing is always appreciated. Please rate and review us. That helps get the show to new people. And if you know a dad who would enjoy our show, sharing it with them is a huge help to them and us. Have a great week.